All right, what's going on, guys? Back at it with another one. This is your boy Clifton Holly. Let's get into it. Let's talk about earning money, and depending on how much you earn, you have to make that extra push if you're really trying to progress. Save your money, learn how to budget. Really getting out there, depending on how much the job gives you. You still got to go for it. Work with what you can, starting off, especially guys, especially like 18 to 21. Just focus on like bettering yourself, even earning money, and then here's what you also can do. You can also try and learn the skill. Learn the skill that's profitable, and then it's in demand. Yeah, guys. So one thing I noticed is that I noticed, especially a lot of people now, they're really having trouble, especially with inflation. Affording everything. So, guys, this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to take cutbacks, especially in lifestyle. So, if you already have a car that's paid off, keep it. Do not trade it in and sell it because the economy is bad right now, and these cars, especially the new cars, they're not really worth that much. They're not really worth taking that risk. Just stick with the car you have. Make sure you get all the vitals, keep all the vitals intact. And the other thing too, I would say is with eating, with food in particular, grocery shopping. So grocery shopping, of course, y'all already know. Grocery shopping has went up. So I would suggest definitely cooking at home, maybe eating out once or twice a week. We at work have a packed lunch, like maybe the night before or the middle of the day before the next day. Just package it up, maybe a sandwich, or you can do like some mixed vegetables. And everybody likes ramen noodles, so with the ramen noodles, you can have vegetables with it. But yeah, guys, one thing I also want to talk about is especially with you know excuse me, with the income right now. You have guys making $12 an hour at one job, uh, and then they're like, I'm not making enough money. So it's like, okay, I hate to say it, but if you're trying to come up, get another job. They're probably offering 15, $16. I think Circle K is offering like $15 to $16. I have to look that up. But yeah, you have $16 at one job part time, and you're doing full time at some place, or you do part time. And guys, especially when you're young, so from 18 to 29, I said it before in my previous videos. From 18 to 29, those are your prime years, guys. As far as like when it comes to your energy, so you got to use as much of that as you can to build up money. To somewhat save, so you won't, as you get older, you won't struggle necessarily. And not only that, so you have a safety net, a good little nest egg. Invest in some like type of STEM skill. Something that's dealing with cars, auto body, brick mason, any one of those types of things. It'll help you out in the long run. Trust me. Um, that's one thing I'm glad I did. Working in the field of STEM, you learn so many things. That we really wasn't taught in school. You learn so many things, and it's like, okay, when you open up a business, you already know how to do stuff. You don't just jump into a business to where it's like fly by night. You know, it's playing. You got a list of things. Where you're going, and you're pretty confident in it. So that's one thing I wanted to touch on. Uh, as far as like just trying to make money, earn money, and then saving money, of course. This you could quote me on this one. This is one of my quotes. This is Clifton Holly speaking. This is one of my quotes. So you learn the skill so you can earn money, but you also learn the skill so you can save money. That's like the that's like the double benefit of it. Which don't get me wrong, every now and again, some days you don't feel like working, but like, okay, this time I have them do it, but next time when I have more energy, I know how to work on it, and I'll save kudos of money. I can spend it on something that's more useful. But yeah, guys, one thing I would say too is that um, the motivation, it's not easy, but if you practice it in the long run, it'll help catapult you into that momentum. Like I hear guys, which don't get me wrong. I mean, the field I'm working in, I understand it's tiring, it's hot, but like I'm doing this for a reason. You know, I mean, because guys, remember, y'all trying to come up, especially if you're trying to come up, young guys. You know, trying to come up, earn the money, do what you can with it. And don't get me wrong, invest in it, and then like every now and again, don't get me wrong, you can have a good time. You may want to go on vacation, spend, splurge on yourself for a little bit, which there's nothing wrong with that. But you want to balance everything out. You have to know your spending habits, and you got to kind of like segregate each one. And then okay, on this month, I'm gonna do this here, and save this for next month, and then vice versa. 3 months later, you just kind of have to kind of manage it. Especially with the cost of everything. You just got it's just a lot of discipline when it comes to inflation. You have to have more etiquette. Excuse me. You have to have more etiquette when it comes to the spending. Consuming. I would say, for example, some people like they have their car note, but then they like to party, and they like to eat fancy food. Of course, they like to go to these expensive restaurants, vacations. I would say like for 3 months, what I would do for each one, like let's like for 3 months, okay, I wouldn't vacation. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I take that back. I would just go to grocery stores, cook mainly at home, and then like once or twice out of the week, I go out to eat. And then the next 3 months, okay, you saved up for the vacation, so now of course the money you have, you spend it on the vacation, and of course. Um, you do what you do there, maybe a week or two, then you come back and it's like, okay, I'm back at it again. So now you're earning more money, and then now you want to plan your next vacation, or whether you might want to plan your next vacation, or you might want to plan on learning a new skill. So I would say, okay, the vacation, we got that out of the way. So now, you can eat out every once in a while. Of course, there's the club. Now, I know guys like the club and go to parties, but this is my thing. Um, One thing I would say, shout out to Fresh on Fresh and Fit. He literally goes to parties, and I remember that was a big thing, but people didn't know he didn't necessarily go there to celebrate or get drunk. For the most part, he didn't necessarily go there to celebrate or get drunk, but he was like networking, which is genius because that's where you're gonna come in contact with the majority of business people. If you ever notice, when you go to a lot of parties, different types of parties, I mean, you got people that that are in tech, all these different types of fields that can help benefit you. And I was thinking about doing that too, depending on the party. That's one thing I learned from Fresh because I'm still learning too. Even though I'm a coach, I'm still learning too from other older guys, and even from some young smart guys too. You can take a chapter out of their lives. You got to exercise every avenue available. You don't want to be too one dimensional. Like you just have to kind of get out of your comfort zone and realize like, okay, I'm not used to this, but just going out and making yourself, available, to people, like, hey, like, just have a conversation, get to know them, y'all have common interests, and then, y'all get to talking, and then say, oh, yeah, I got a buddy of mine that does this. Oh, well, that's funny because I know somebody that does that. Oh, well, what's his name? Oh, so and so. Oh, what? So and so. I know him too. Whoa. Oh, well, okay, let's exchange numbers. I didn't know you know him. Let's exchange numbers. Get together sometime, talk about some more networking. There you go, guys. I mean, that's all it takes. I mean, just a simple conversation. I mean, you know, a lot of people don't realize, especially a lot of young people, they don't realize just a simple conversation. I mean, this simple like one little. I don't want to say one little. One simple conversation can change your life. One simple conversation can change your life. That's one thing I noticed. It's like it just takes a split second for things to change, whether it's good or bad. And especially like now, a lot of people they're so shelled off. Like I only talk to people I know, and I'm like, that's not a way to go about life. You got to be able to interact with people. I mean, not from a friendship standpoint, but just from a social decent standpoint. You want to be a decent human being. You don't want to, excuse me, you don't want to just be rude to somebody just because you don't know them. And I hear people That's another thing too, guys. I hear a lot of people, they say, "Oh, well, I want to be successful. I want to open a business and make money." And it's like, well, it takes people to come in and put their revenue that they earn, their hard-earned revenue, into your business for some type of benefit in exchange. And it's like you're gonna have to talk, because you got these people. Oh, I don't need nobody, but I'm like, you need people, other people's income to help maintain your business. And it's like, so, and yeah, y'all hear it all the time. I can't stand people, all this other crazy stuff, riffraff. And I'm like, well, you're gonna suck when you open a business, because that's who's gonna keep your business afloat. Learning how to interact, because and then especially now with the advent of internet, you're online. People leave a bad review. Oh, this guy has a bad attitude. Oh, this lady has a bad attitude. Do not go there. And then this is the crazy part. I've heard sometimes like their service was truly bad, but then they'll even add more on top of it that didn't even happen, just to make it even worse. Like like let's say you had a restaurant. Let's say you forgot to give them, like, put something with their order. And, it's a common mistake. It happens. Mistakes happen. And then let's say you go about it the bad way with the customer. So they'll ask that, oh, they didn't give him a side. Then they'll say, oh, well, he brought it. And then the crazy part is it was another waitress. She came, and then let's say some macaroni and cheese. It was some macaroni and cheese. He didn't bring it, so the waitress came and she brought it, but you could tell this been spat in. And then I told her to bring me a Sprite. The carbon bubbles was already filled up, so I could tell that there was some more bubbles at the bottom that was rising to the top. So they might have tried to slip me a Mickey Fig. People will make up some stuff on you, trust me. I mean, especially if you try and belittle them. That's why I say customer service. That's why I said when I'm dealing with people, man, look, I'm excessively obedient. Because like, all it takes is word of mouth. That's why I'm real, with my customers, I'm real outgoing. I always ask them, hey, how's your day going? Or, I mess with them, wisecrack, make a little joke with them just to see how their day is, And sometimes they don't feel like it. So, I know when to back up, but I'll keep it light, just let them know that, every day ain't everybody's day, But yeah, guys, it just takes a lot of planning and a lot of experience, especially like, doing a business venture. And I would say like, especially like whatever you're interested in, I mean, don't be in a rush to learn everything. Like really enjoy the process. That's one thing I absolutely learned, dealing with work. A lot of us, because I had that too when I was young, and it was like, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I took my time and I enjoyed the experience, but it's like we try to rush, we try to like quickly catapult ourselves into automatically, famous or automatic, like you're automatically at the top tier. And it's like, no, enjoy the process. So then when you get there, the younger people, you can teach them like how things are, because adversity is going to happen. That's one thing about it. Adversity is going to happen. So you can teach younger people, hey, look, I've been through this. I already know this route. So I can coach you through it, and help you, get past this adversity. But yeah, a lot of it is patience, and a lot of it is basically discipline. You know, especially getting older, you kind of realize and look back, like it kind of comes naturally as a guy. The patience. You're not really up there. You're not too quick reacted. When it comes to when people say stuff or when something happens, you realize things happen. People say things that's kind of get misconstrued, or things happen that's out of your control. As long as it doesn't get too bad or it's not excessive, but that's just a part of life. There's things you can stop and there's things you can't stop. But yeah, guys, when it comes to going back to the topic, making money. So you have a job that's making $12 an hour. Another thing that will save you is thrift shopping. You're gonna have to thrift shop for a little bit too. Uh, I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some more stuff later on. Not in this video, but later on. And I know guys that are big into hygiene, uh, you know, etc. Food. They want to drink the best water, have the best drinks, etc. So certain places, you're just gonna have to thrift shop, cut back, and later on in life, a few years down the line, you put your head down, you do the work, and like you start to notice, like, man, I'm really glad I did that. It might not seem like the best times, but it helped me to get to where I am today. And I would say too, um, dealing with physical manual labor. So, here's the thing. Okay, dealing with physical manual labor, especially as young guys. Um, if a job opportunity comes that's paying good money, as a young, especially like, I mean, in your 20s, of course, but like, especially when you're like 18 to 22, 18 to 23, bro, take that job. Don't get scared about the physical manual labor. This time of your life, right here, this time of your life is going to be where you have the most energy. I mean, of course, you in your 30s, I'm pretty sure you'll be good, and as time goes on. But like right now, when you're 18 to like 29, this is where your body's the most hyper is going to be. After that, you can keep your. Don't get me wrong, you can keep yourself up. You won't be like a dud, but your body's automatically hyper. Like especially when you're young, like your hormones are going. You have the most energy. You have that drive. You're full of hope. You don't want to wait till you get older, and your body's not fit. You have low energy, low testosterone, and then you have that low will to want to get up and do things. That's one thing a lot of guys don't realize. Especially when you're young, you're supposed to have that drive. The testosterone, the hormones is like the competition. Oh, I want to go out and I need to compete. The need to compete is very strong in young guys. But as you get older, you kind of more like lax and complacent and laid back. So you'll still be competitive, but you won't be hyper with it. You know what I mean? You won't be hyper, but you'll be smarter. But you won't have the body, the physical toughness. The same as a young guy. You'll have the strength, but I mean, like, you know, that's just the way it is. Young guys are more hyper. They have more energy, and that's one thing that they have on their side automatically. With older guys, it's more of like, okay, I'm gonna keep my body fit while I'm working, but I'm gonna go about it smart too. And but yeah, guys, that's one thing I would say. Get into physical hard manual labor jobs when you're young. That pays good money, whether that's construction, welding. Even heck, even some blacksmith. I heard people are doing blacksmithing too. And yeah, guys. You can also be learning how to create weapons. That's also a good field to get into. Uh, Learning how to make guns. You know, um, something that's just so practical. Um, People are always looking for something to be fixed. So that's always a skill that you'll always have. They'll come to you. Hey, this my gun's giving me kind of a little bit of a trouble. You mind helping me out some? You know, and it's simple, but people when it comes to STEM work, they're kind of iffy because they think it's like this mind-boggling thing where it's like rocket science, but it's just really simple. You just got to know the parts, where this go, where that go, how this functions, how to put it back, how to fix it, and the cheapest way to do it. That's what I would say. Um, yeah, guys. Yeah, just focus on being the best version of yourself, getting your body fit. You know, of course. Now there's the thing with having a girlfriend too, and you want to make sure that you get one that's really a team player. Now I know, especially 18 to 29, that tends to be the Esquire phase for most guys. But if you do find one and you think you want to take that chance and let it be serious and make it official, I mean, hey, go ahead. But you just got to be sure you got to read it right. You know, make sure I would definitely say, getting a girlfriend, make sure you look into her family background. Make sure she has a real strong, good connection with her father. That's how you know she's really solid. See how they act, and that's how you know what she's going to be like with you. Because if she doesn't get along with her father, it's not going to work. Trust me, it's not going to work. Because the parents is the example, and you can just look at them and see how they interact, and she'll show either an appreciation of men or utter disdain of men. So that's one thing you got to look out for. Um, yeah, guys. Yeah, if you want to, dealing with a team player when it comes to a woman, I would say, definitely from 18 to 22, focus on getting your money up through those years. If one does come, it's cool, but from 18 to 22, like you got to prioritize getting yourself in shape, having money. You know, relationships is kind of on the back burner because women are looking for somebody who can protect, provision, and provide. So you got to have resources, some type of resources, and so you can provide for. Because otherwise, I mean, now she's supposed to prioritize you first because she's looking for the security. And yeah, guys, that's one thing I just wanted to talk about today, dealing with the topic on uh, whether that's getting a skill, saving money, earning more money, taking risks, uh, working extra harder, making that extra effort to go out and do stuff, and make sure that you're not shorting yourself, and you're not shorting yourself for anything, that you're really giving it your all. You come in, you wake up at 6, you come in at 6, you might be tired, but you're getting a really good benefit. And you're 21 right now, but by the time you're 30, you're gonna look back and be like, "Hey, I'm really glad I did that." I'm strong mentally and physically, and I'm mentally prepared, spiritually prepared, physically prepared to take on life's challenges. You ate healthy, cleared your mind, meditate, all this stuff. And, you got a good woman with a couple of kids. You know, teaching them structure, teaching them discipline. The mother does the nurturing, you doing the structure, keeping the kids in line. And, it has to be a cohesive unit. And you have to make sure that you attain the leadership role. You have to be assertive, not controlling, but assertive. Letting them know, hey, look, this is how it is. If you're not with this, hey, it's cool. Nobody's trying to push you, but this is how I roll. And you have to be hyper masculine type A personality. I want to get too deep. I'm gonna say the other topics for later on. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Just wanted to cover on the basics. Self improvement, motivation. Dealing with adversity. Highlight y'all later. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your family members about this. And we are out. Peace.